Yeah, I've actually been thinking about um being more aware, being it's like easier to be in silence, but not be I guess to be okay in silence and like do things in silence. Like I was finishing my what is it called? Mosaic. There's like a mosaic
Oh, yeah.
project that I'm doing, so I was
Yeah, you
finishing that
shared before.
yesterday. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty um grounded, I think.
Why don't you
Well,
feel? Feel. Don't think. Feel. How are you feeling?
grounded. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, I think I'm just
I'm listening. It is.
I feel like I'm in a space where I've been before, where I've been comfortable in myself, just paying attention to myself, not worrying so much about my friends or like my partner or like people I know. Yeah, I'm just very much into I guess in my body. I feel more in my body, less in my head.
Mm.
And that's a
Sorry.
good place to be. Just,
It's a really good place to be.
I think it's difficult, has been difficult for me is that I'll spend time thinking and then I'll overthink and then I'll be away from my body and then I'll spend time like in my body and like not able to think as much and when I want to think about something. So I feel like I'm coming back. I don't think I'm in a perfect place at all. Like I just think I'm coming back to um a more balanced and not even cuz like I'm definitely healthier, but it's I wish I could describe it cuz like I just feel like I'm coming back on from just being just so distracted. So I feel like I'm coming back to like when I was a kid and I was not like healthy in my body and stuff for the most part. But I could definitely like run around and do a cartwheel and like I was healthy enough in my body to pick myself up. Um, Mentally I wasn't really healthy, but I was clear. Like I was constantly in the room, constantly being aware, even when I didn't want to be. And I think as growing up as an adult, just more of that like disconnection came in and more of that coping and more of that like hiding what I feel and what I think that now I'm coming back to that old place where there just wasn't so much weight to it. It was a much simpler time. When you're a kid, you're just existing, and that's how I feel that I'm coming back to. More existing, less criticizing, less caring about things I shouldn't care about.
And that's what processing will do for you folks. When you
Yeah.
actually let yourself process. You're
Yeah.
able to be in your body, I'm able to do things that and expend myself in ways that maybe I have before, but it's different, you know?
And when you talk about processing, like w- what are the ways in which you've processed?
Um, Processing is a process. It's so annoying. Um, I have to find ways to be I'm still learning how not to do stuff. I like to do stuff. I like things a certain way. I like a certain cleanliness. I like a certain aesthetic. I'll pay for it. I'll go to lengths to do something just because I like the way things look, because beauty feels, and I've talked about this, but keeping that conversation going of I just love beauty. So processing, I wish it was simpler, but it just looks different. Processing is like being aware of myself daily because I'm someone who will spend time in my head and won't know, like, I don't know a different world, like, I've only lived in there, and it was from, like, a fear place, and now where I'm practicing, so I have a coach I work with, and every few weeks I practice something or continue something, or because I add a lot of different things, but it works for different parts of me at different times, and
Yeah.
so right now I'm asking myself if I'm safe and then telling myself I am a couple times a day, which I've done before, but now, like, I'm just making it a conscious practice. Um, Working out has been a huge game changer, and some people, I feel like sharing this because this has come up a lot. When you don't stretch enough, like, I know I am friends with people who love both yoga and lifting weights, and, like, they'll go to extremes, and I'm like, and because I'm a Pilates girl too, but not like the contraptions, like, mostly at home Pilates, I haven't done, like, the reformer or anything yet. Um but, like, you stretch in between sets. So, like, with Pilates, you'll do just a little stretch. So, in between sets, because I'm also fidgety and that's just how I am, like, even if when you guys do eventually get video, I'm actually a little bit more still in that way, but, like, when I'm here and you're there, like, when we're in the different places, I'm more fidgety. Um, so, like, I'll use that energy to stretch in between sets. Even if it's just, like, a little like a pulsing in an area. But processing looks like writing, it looks like a lot of making time for meditating, making time for space in my brain. Even if I am having stimulation on in the background, I actually have naturally gravitated to more silence after, like, forcing myself into it again. It's this constant shift of taking my power back everywhere that I can, I think. I'm just so focused on that. Processing looks like letting my emotions flow because that's how they regulate, and I'm still practicing that because that's the practice of also slowing down in my life because that also relates to how I'm feeling and, like, what I started with the catch-up. The more that I slow down, the more I'm in my life. I feel like, and actually someone just mentioned to this to me recently, and what I've felt is I felt, and shout out to my tarot reader 'cause she's the one who, like, said it this way. I felt such a distance of my life in so long, like, there are times where I felt completely in it and, like, the main character, and or pla times when I've tried and actually, like, have needed to try to be that person where I wear the thing, I do that thing, I just all these random things that I've done for the person I think that I am now, I really do, I feel now, and I know that I am now in this moment, especially in the past couple weeks. I feel like it just looks like letting myself be me and whatever that means, and I know that sounds so vague, but it just means letting myself pull the cards, letting myself say the thing to a person and as a response to someone and not overthink it, but learning how to draw the line of sharing too much, but not having to put so much effort in. It's like less effort in trying to be me and being me, and I know that sounds so weird, but it's just that's the truth. It's just I figured out how to just try to be me in every moment regardless of, because 'cause I'm always sensing the atmosphere, I'm always sensing the energy, I'm always sensing myself, and I've realized, like, there are times where I can be open and there are times where I'm not, and if I just listen to my body's response, I'll know when those times are. So I'm doing my best to be aware of how my body's responding and not just reacting to my life the way that I used to. And, like, even if I have plans to do something for, like, clean or whatever it is, I'll, like, re-ask myself, if that's something I wanna do right now because I do have a lot to take care of, as an adult in life, there's a lot to take care of, and I wish there was a simpler answer, but essentially it's just listening to myself, like, really listening to myself, not avoiding the things.
Yeah.
Like, just letting myself feel whatever I feel, like, letting things be, like, whatever my interactions are or what they are, even with my closest people, because our lives are so busy, like even you, and just letting things just be there. Like letting myself be with things. I have been working a lot though too, so I think also just having less time to think um right now worked for me. Like I don't think that always works for me. I just feel like there are times in my life, and right now is a time in my life that I think is going to continue, and I hope it does because I very much enjoy is sometimes I don't realize how much I'm capable of, and I think that's something I have to continue because of what we're doing and what I really want in life, and enjoying where I'm at now and whose dream I'm living in. Like, I'm living in mine, but I'm also working for someone else living in their dream, and it is really their dream, and I think if I just let go of a lot of ego stuff or attachments, the more I'm able to, like, enjoy that and know that that's gonna continue to expand in my life, and, like, not just do it for that goal either, because that's also something I used to do, but do it because, like, that's actually just how I wanna live, and letting myself be, like, happier and just feel the feel the weirdness and be in the weirdness that I feel, right? Any of the weirdness, any of the discomfort, and any of it, whether it's happy or not, and, like, letting people see me. And I think that's another thing about, like, attacking my face the way I did. It's, like, seeing me in a different way, right? Um, because 'cause they're not used to seeing me like that. That's a thing, right? That's why I also thought that was interesting. So, yeah, it's just, like, letting yeah. I don't know how else to describe it because 'cause I'm so in it right now, and I've never been in this place before, but it does feel less heavy, but it feels, like, amazing. Like,
I
it
think you did
feels
a great job of describing it.
okay, good. Because sometimes it's like channeling, sometimes I don't know know because 'cause I'm still, like, asking myself that question, I guess.
No, I think that was really clear. Um,
Thanks.
I think I'm very much on par with you in a lot of what you just spoke about. Like even it's like enjoying who I am again, just enjoying myself
Yeah, that's
and
it.
not
Of course, you said it in 2 words.
yes, but I asked you the question because I really wanted, like, a detailed answer. Because when
Oh,
you
okay.
say processing, that's and someone hears that, they're like, "Well, what is processing? Like, how do I process? Like, what is my process?" And I think that's really helpful to hear because we all can process differently, but I feel like and me and you are similar in many ways, so I feel like for me, that's was such a beautiful picture of, like, what my processing is, especially with the emotion that I'm feeling and allowing myself to constantly feel emotion, and, like, I feel emotion right now, and I'm trying not to stop myself from crying because it doesn't have to be attached to anything, like, I don't want to have to, like, constantly be like, "Well, is this my dad?" Like, am I crying because I find like, like, is it my dad issue? Is it my mom issue? Like, what is this coming from? And just
Well,
being
I
like, I
know
don't
that
need
that's where they're
to
from, but I
and
don't
for
mean
me
to yeah.
yeah, and for me, I think sometimes it just takes the weight off of it, of, like, having to I think a lot of the times I would stop myself from crying, not only protect myself from the thoughts of others, which sounds so funny because you don't really know the thoughts of others, but unless they tell you, and then you'd have to understand if they're even telling you the truth, but I've closed myself off from feeling good because I got so consumed with feeling bad and
Yeah.
thought, like, that's all I could really get to, like, that was my life, like, just
Mhm.
feeling
Bad.
overwhelmed and feeling anxious and feeling less than, and so many things in my life have just been, like, showing me and proving to me, like, what I'm capable of and who I actually am, and that the safety, like you were talking about, like, that I am safe, and all of these feelings that I feel are safe to be expressed, and I don't have to put them on hold because I'm in the grocery store, and I don't have to put them on hold because I'm massaging somebody. Like, I can move through it and not, you know, and not be embarrassed by it and just be very human because that is what I am. And it just feels so good to be able to, like, feel okay doing that, and not to say next week it'll probably be that it'll be easier or harder or whatever, but
Mhm.
just taking it day by day and allowing myself to show up for myself every day
Mhm.
has been, so much easier. So much easier, and it feels so much it feels peaceful
Yeah.
to not always have my guard up, to not always be judgmental because I'm afraid that other people are gonna be judgmental of me, to open my heart, which we've talked about a lot. Like, opening your heart is so many things, and
It is, yeah.
everything you think about is so many things.
It
Everything you
is.
are is so many things.
Yeah.
And allowing myself to even feel overwhelmed, because I used to think feeling overwhelmed was too anxious, or feeling overwhelmed was like, oh, like, that's gonna keep me from getting to my goal. And I'm like, if I could just let myself feel that and actually feel what it feels like to have that pass through me and get back to a neutral state so I can make a decision, or I can, like, think about the thing more clearly. It feels like I'm just getting all of these, like, downloads back into my body that, like, I've known and I've felt. And, for me, healing my body and basically I feel like this doll that you're just, like, sticking the limbs back onto. Like, of, like, one leg feels good and the other one's, like, questionable, and then my shoulder's doing this, and I'm researching what to do, but I'm also just allowing myself to breathe and tune in to the inside of my body and not rely so much on the external information around me. So much of that is just not being resistance to the things that actually feel good and not what my mind has told me, because
Mm.
my mind is trying to keep me safe. So it's saying, no, let's not do that work because that's just, like, that'll be stressful. Like, let's not, like, read this whole thing because, like, that'll be stressful, and it's so much easier to, like, just look at your phone and stuff. And when I choose and talk to myself and be like, well, what if you just, like, read the thing that you wanted to read for 5 minutes? And then I start to read it, and then I'm like, "Oh my god, this feels so good," and then I end up reading 30.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I didn't realize that, but with you, you do attach that a lot. There's like
So much.
a weight you do attach to even like things that should have weight. Like they should. And it's almost like you're attaching weight to the weight. And it's like, it's okay that it has weight, not to like read you, and we can cut that out, obviously, but
No, you're fine.
I've realized that. I'm like, it doesn't have to be that hard. I mean, it might be for you. Like we all have our hard places, but it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
always that hard because you're not the same person, right?
Mm-mm.
But we all have our resistance to change we all do,
Yes. And
or
it's
perception or whatever. And you have a lot of unlocking to do for a long time in that area. So this is a good start.
well, I was actually thinking, I had talked to my mom yesterday, and I was thinking about the illusion that I can live in so easily, and how, like, I remember my mom and dad living in that illusion, and how I've really felt like I've downloaded that from them.
Uh-huh.
Like, just being completely detached, like, clearly lying to yourself so that you can seem a certain way in front of other people.
Can you
And,
like give an example? Do you have any?
like,
Doesn't matter like who or what. I just
yes, so my dad, he is notorious for saying he is going to do something and not doing it. So he would promise me these like grand trips. He would promise me like, oh, I'm going to pay like all of your rent. I'm going to pay, like he would, me
Grandiose.
understanding, yes,
Yeah.
very
Love
grandiose
bombing.
gestures and understanding that he can't even provide that for me, but knowing that like he does it for himself, like
Says what?
because he's
Says
lying
it?
to
Says
himself.
the thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
he makes it, I feel like he feels like, and this could be my own projection of just him, but I feel like he makes himself feel better by making this different reality, knowing that he can't come through with it. But
Yes.
like, it, and for
Oh, no, no,
me,
that's a real thing. I've seen that before.
yes, or, in the case of my
It's the
mom,
ego.
bless
It
her
like
heart.
builds them up.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's unfortunate because that's not living in real life,
No.
you know? And when you have that type of way of being, it's just really difficult to look at your life objectively. Because we're all going to look at it from the frame that you're in, right? From your own unique, very unique perspective.
Uh-huh.
So when other people come into my field and I have made this like perfectly neat perspective, when someone can give me an outside opinion on it, depending on where I'm at, depending on what mood, depending on what topic it is, it's like sometimes I can receive that well, and sometimes like I can't even allow myself to receive it. I choose not to receive it because there's almost like there's so much of a resistance inside me that it feels like I would be going outside of myself. Like this is a whole different person if I agree to this. Like that's not who I am. I'm not going to take that advice. So then weight becomes the the blockade. It's like because I feel so heavy and I don't even want to think about it and I don't want to deal with it. It's like I can't even listen to what you're saying to me. Um and
'Cause you're
objectively
processing.
judge it.
That is another form of processing.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
So
why it does sorry, what? Sorry.
no, no, here you go.
Well, that's what I've also, because like a lot passes through my mind when I'm processing what I've realized, like a lot. And that's why I feel like I do need that space, even from like being too personal. Just like if I'm just in my life, I'm able to like be personable, but also be working. And that used to actually distract me, which is why this is a great test right now. That would very much distract me and give me a lot to my ego, like a lot.
What would distract
It
you?
would overworking,
Oh, okay.
being somewhere I'm needed.
Yeah.
Rescuing, that's like the projector part of me, like rescuing. But like you were saying, and how we've been saying is like choosing it. Like even in those weird times, if I actually choose it instead of like, because I think about my child and my inner child and doing inner child work and like, and sometimes I avoid it because my brain heavily focuses on times when I wasn't, and I was pretty unwell for a while, but I was always like, I was always just a little different. I was quirky. Like this is probably the most normal, quote unquote, I've ever looked in my life. So I've always been like just a little quirky, like not, I wasn't like a perfectly groomed little girl. And I don't really love that word, but yeah, I wasn't like perfectly made up. Like I was always a little messy, you know, until I became until like my shape became and I hit puberty. I kinda cleaned up a little, but even after that, like, I always went through different phases depending on my life, and I think sometimes I think I'm learning it's like the matrix or the layers of the layers is when I have to realize, like, wow, there are other things that deter me from going back to that little girl. There are other things that aren't just about what you are going through. And I'm going to be doing a meditation with my mentor and coach, like being witnessed, which is really nice, and like a one-on-one, which she does, and it's called Soul Journey. She did like a certification for it. And so when I do that, even when I feel resistant towards it, it really helps me. And something you were saying before, it's also like the less I think what you may also be saying and feeling is like I move through this part where I'm so attached to like what my parents have done. It's less weight. It's like it was what it was.
Yes.
There's right now, there's a little less weight on certain things and more acceptance of my life while also I think this is integration perhaps where I'm like able to witness that girl differently and show up for myself. So it's like I'm becoming the parent I can be for that part of me that's now able because it's like the time and space thing, right? So like the you healing past that parts of yourself while I'm also praying for future parts of myself in many ways, especially in a way that's personal. So I'm praying for, and that's another podcast, parts of myself for the future while I'm also healing and integrating parts from my past, which is changing my now and future. Cause I do believe that's very real. There's so much, I didn't realize how much chipping away I had to do, even though I've done so much and did this. There was a lot where I still wouldn't let myself focus on myself and getting comfortable with being so self-centered and so selfish in like a positive way. It's just been very uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. And then also seeing where when I do that and get through it, I'm actually avoiding where I've taken on and absorbed something that's my parents and that I didn't have a choice of. Like the way I see it is like when I was a child, I didn't have a choice of what I absorbed. I didn't. And this is for everyone, but I can obviously only speak for myself. For anyone, like I didn't have a choice, so I absorbed these things that I thought have been mine, but I've been avoiding them because they are hard. So I had to build and become this person in order to really look at this stuff. And I'm explaining it like this because I think it's really worthwhile. This is all the shit that runs through my head. And now that I'm able to actually be with that and I've built my internal and really sat with some shit like the loneliness, like no wonder why I'm feeling so good. I sat with some really hard stuff last week. It was just really hard. That's all. Just really fucking hard. For some reason in that moment at that time. And I also have heard similar stories and I've heard, there's been a lot of that going around. And I'm a version of me I think I thought I was before. And I think a part of me kind of was going through so much pain. But I feel like now I can truly choose to be this person. It wasn't just out of wanting to be a good person, wanting to be this, it's actually like, I just want to be a good person and I want to be this way towards people. I want to have compassion. I'm choosing to have a big heart. I'm choosing to have this. I'm choosing to extend myself. I'm choosing to show up this way because I actually just like it and it does something in my life. And when I can't, but being able to understand the healing and the way that I do is a part of what drives me. Some people don't want to experience the depths and like want to make language of it. And I do. I want to make language of it. And like, that's what I think we're doing here.
Yeah.
That's what now, and maybe I think I've said that before, but not actually connected the dots. So yes. And I know this is long winded, forgive me, and I think it's important. Yeah. So I think I'm finally integrating with that, with the me who didn't know she had all these options. And that's what I found throughout my 20s, that I'm actually good at shit. Like I'm good at a lot, but I really devalue myself. And to get to my worth, I really had to chip through because I had taken so much on from my father. And it's just the truth. And I see it now. It doesn't make me better than him. And I think a part of me needed to feel better in order to build myself up for a while. And there are times where I know I'm going to have to wear that, and that's fine. And that was also uncomfortable, and I can look back at versions of myself even just a few years ago who just really needed to feel that and understand what it's like just to feel that, to feel so good about myself in such a like embellished dramatic way that now I feel like I'm I'm maturing in a different way. I'm aging different. I'm aging with sugar or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. I like being a light. I know it's hard to go through the dark parts, but anything that I've transformed in the past 6 months have really transformed for the better because I've been willing to stay in it.
Yeah.
like actually, not like find a way, like distract myself. No, I'm distracting myself and say, how do I find a way out of this? Like, I actually want to know a way out of this. I want to learn a way out of this. I want to be free internally or whatever. And so the whole process has been learning how not to be disgusted, embarrassed of all of that. Just all of it, just of my story. Cause even telling people where I'm from, some people really like, are like, they don't know, then maybe they do know how they react, but it's just interesting. Like, there is a reaction. And I don't know, I used to overcompensate for a lot, I think. I used to overcompensate for a lot.
Yeah, I like what you said about like creating the person that you are now and to hold all of that.
Yeah.
It's like that's why for me, I really do respect like time and place. It's like if I don't have the tools, it's like I can choose to want to look at this thing, right? And I think that's such a good way to start. But it's like if I'm not ready to look at the thing, it's like it's like sometimes the choice in like I want to deep dive into my dad's my father wound, right? It's like when you're alone by yourself and I'm thinking, okay, like I'm thinking of my dad or I'm thinking of whatever, sometimes I feel like I'm actually doing too much. Like I probably could process this if I kind of just like allowed myself to think about it here and there, but when I make it like a thing, then it becomes like a thing, you know? And a part of what you were saying is like the not attaching to like what your parents did anymore, kind of like that detachment from it. And I think that's where I'm at right now, where I'm like I've built myself up to be able to withstand the pressure or like the feeling or something. Like I know that I can do it, but I'm also not pressuring myself to like deep dive into it. I'm keeping it open. And I think it's so important because like I'm like I want to be able to like feel through it when I have to. I want to be able to be open with these free flowing emotions and still feel safe and still feel okay, like even when I'm crying on the ground in the fetal position because of some shit my mom said to me a long time ago, and realizing how much big of an impact that made on me when I didn't want it to. Like so many decisions in my life that have like quote unquote happened to me that I didn't have a choice in. It's like so much of that affects you.
Mm.
And before I used to sing the song of woe is me, like I didn't have the best childhood, like, and it just feels good to feel good again. And I'm also proud of you because we are both, I think, individuals that like um introspection is a part of our lives. Like that is what my life is constantly figuring out but not in a way that's like full of pressure, like, but just allowing myself to unfold who I am and constantly wanting to be better, not for ego, not for just to feel good, just to be here as much as possible. I've been thinking about death a lot, and that was something that I tried not to think about too much. It was okay to think about other people dying in my life, and I think I've worked through that, but like thinking about my own death and of this physical body and how one day I may not be able to feel this. The pain, the hurt, the good, the bad, the pleasure.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
And the only way to regulate it is to like go through the overwhelm, because the numbing and overwhelm are what I've learned are the same. And at one point, you couldn't feel them all separately, or you couldn't feel them all like distinguished at one point. And at some times, like even myself, and like you said recently, you felt overwhelmed. And to feel overwhelmed is to not feel safe enough to feel it's just your body. It's not you. Like you're not sometimes what feel like I think I've taken a lot of blame off myself. It's like it's not sometimes your just body reacts, your patterns are your patterns, whatever. So anyway, and now you have this chance to feel through, like you're safe to feel through. And I'm saying you as in me as well.
Yeah. No, I'm yeah, I agree. Um, and that really is what the overwhelm is, where it's like I'm feeling so many things that um it's like where do I go? Like what it like am I crying? Am I like thinking? Am
You're
I just
all
letting myself be? Like
Mhm.
I'm just like allowing myself to like be in a little bit of the, body and mind chaos and then kind of just letting it fix itself. And like the more I can like be there with it, the simpler it becomes.
Mhm.
It's like the harder it becomes is like the longer you put it off, the longer. And there's so many things that I put off because I literally just didn't have a memory of it. And now that I am opening up,
Just came back into your life when it needed to. Yeah.
yeah, I'm having so many memories that I think now can address a certain thing that I didn't really know was stopping me from being this or stopping me from being that. And that is the unfolding, which is just like life passing, just time passing by. And
I think it's also a veil lifting though. Like you have to be willing to be honest with yourself because we both came from different backgrounds, but a lot of lying or a lot of illusion. And a lot of people have because we are coming out of a time of illusion. So like, haha, like this is not just microcosm here, but like you have to like you don't know that you're agreeing to all the lies around you until you know people are lying. So it's almost like you need to be triggered over and over and over again by the deception and the lie because you grew up in it and were so around it that you had like I know I had to really learn to trust myself. Like even if you saw something one way, I have different feelings. And then when we finally got like, honest, when we finally got clarity, and it always comes out, I just know it always does. Things reveal themselves. You have to actually like choose to be honest. And it's radical at first because there's so many people who are unwilling to allow that perspective in or get so triggered, disturbed, whatever the feeling is by it. And you have to, I just had, like, I've seen it. I've seen it in action. And it's just like, I don't think everyone has to go through extremes of it, but I feel like if it's been so big, it's like you have to be willing to like see the honesty and be willing to continue with it on the layers that you're at. And you can only know because it's just frequency. Like, that's not something I think we can really name, but, you know,
yeah, and the first step for me was exercising, I think. Like exercising and making my body feel strong just makes, like you said, like it is a confidence boost. And
posture.
yeah, and
I'm glad you're going to the body because I do have something to say on that too.
yeah, and the body is, I think, the storage unit for all the emotions. So it's like if I can unlock the body,
Of course it is.
most of the time, the emotion, whether it's in that moment or, later in that week, it's like the emotion gets unlocked. And now that I'm feeling through it again and again, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to feel like this. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I remember, like this is how my pelvis felt before. And like, oh yeah, like I can lay down for a long time and not ache. Like,
Mm.
just these small things, like when I'm massaging, my left side still like hikes up, hikes up, hikes up. And like now I have the capacity to address it because I have the strength to address it. So when I feel the pattern coming back up, I have the strength to pull it back down and for it to stay down. And it's only when my awareness becomes a little too far away from my body because I'm focused on somebody else that I have to come back and I'll notice it. And it's like all these just rewiring of the nervous system, like it's like coming back online. So like I have to constantly be addressing it. It has to be something that I live minute by minute as much as I can because I've not paid attention to it, or I've paid attention to it too much in the wrong ways. So,
Oh yeah, I know. It's not so interesting, like the overgiving.
yeah, I'm like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Like, I know I'm like, I just want to be stronger. And it's like the more I do, and then I get hurt, and then I'm like, oh, I can't do that
Yeah,
for
because
however long.
sometimes like strength doesn't always. That's what I've learned through like rebuilding my body many, many times. Strength doesn't always come in that form. There's different forms of strength, you know, and sometimes mental strength and learning to like be with whatever you're doing, or learning your pace, like learning to go a little slower, knowing that you'll be stronger for it. Because that's only stronger because of the perception that like those are heavy weights, so you're stronger. But the strength is knowing where you're at. That's what yoga teaches us, knowing where you're at.
And how that changes on a day-to-day basis. Like, you can be
Yes.
able to lift
Yeah,
up 80 pounds, right? But
yeah.
maybe tomorrow you won't be able to, and it doesn't mean that you're weaker.
No, it
It
means
just means
recovery.
yes, it's like you're recruiting muscle fibers, and some of them are like, "We're tired." Like,
But that's what
w
I mean, that's why also following my hormones has been such a testament. I don't think I've ever felt better because when it's time to, like, maintain, I'm doing that. And
yeah,
I'll say it to myself, and, like, I'll reinforce it, and it's, like, reinforcing the positive, reinforcing the grateful, because first thing that I wanted to say is that somatically, I'm also just feeling amazing, and whatever was being held in my right side through my neck and, like, my shoulder that continues to, like, loosen and align is getting even just from work too, from, like, moving and grooving and working out, like, it's so it's so nice, like, I feel so strong, I feel like I'm able to, like, hold my posture up so much better, like, I keep reinforcing it because I am, like my body's a little tired from all the shit, all the
absolutely.
work and the working out, but working out makes me feel better, stretching makes me feel better, of course, but just breathing into my body, like, anytime I trust where I'm at, I also what I learned too, like, when I really trust where I'm at, I've learned this sidebar, even just in an hour yoga class, if I trust where I'm at, I can usually even just do something I didn't think I was able to do in that hour. So, like,
Mm.
to me, that's miraculous, and I've seen it within myself and not even, like, assuming I could do it just, you know, happened. So, taking that into life practice, and then the other thing is that's why I love metaphysics because I know it's like, I'm constantly going to the emotional, but that's the one thing to me that's actually from in my perspective, and I just rely heavily on it 'cause that's what I practice, is 'cause it's constant and it's something specific that even if, like, it doesn't make sense right now, even if I've been resistant towards it, it's usually right. It's usually, like, looking back and with our bodies, if we only look at it physically, in my perspective, because even if it's my right hip, it could be coming from my foot, it's not always as consistent. So I like pairing it because I had some issues, but also because I can actually pinpoint it a little more. I feel like it's more accurate. If it doesn't feel true, it might move to a different emotion in a different part of the body, which is fine, but I find more accuracy with it, um, in in the way that I view life. So that's why I
Yeah.
love why I also don't wanna be even if I don't know how to process well all the time, or I don't know always what I'm going to process, and that's still itself a thing, it's something I can rely on and fall back on, and if anyone ever has spoken to me about their issues and I've looked it up, if I know them well enough, it makes sense to me. And whenever we're ready to talk about it, it usually comes out in one way or another. So I've also tracked it too. So it's just interesting. Like it's just for my own, I don't like need to talk about it with the other. It doesn't need to be a conversation. It's just I'm curious about bodies and open, and also I'm very caring. So if I'm in a relationship, I want to be like, if that's adjacent to it, whether someone shares it or not, I wanna be more compassionate too about, like, life and where they're at, so it's just something I found interesting and I think is very helpful for my brain. Because like, they're already kinda hard to feel, and sometimes I don't even understand how we can manage all of it, honestly, it's crazy. I'm like, "Wow." That's why I think
Yes.
I become more simple with, like, food or something sometimes because I'm already, like I see our body as such a complex system that I don't wanna put more pressure or stress on it sometimes. You
Girl,
know?
I'm with you. My fridge right now is pretty clean. It's, like, cleaned
Describe
out.
clean. Share it. What's in your fridge?
Cle I have
Take
a
us through.
half-eaten cucumber. I
Okay.
have some rogue asparagus. I
Rogue
have, like,
asparagus.
one chicken fillet in there that's seasoned and ready to be cooked, and that's about it. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's so nice that now I've gotten to a point where I'm like, now I know exactly what I need to buy, because I do like switching it up, but I feel like you where I'm like, I don't wanna overcomplicate anything right now. Like,
I like what
honestly,
I like.
I like what I like, and it's not that I don't wanna try anything new, but it's like, this is working and it feels so good for me, so I'm just gonna do that until it doesn't, and then
Satiate it. It's
yeah.
satiating, yeah.
Yes, or until, like, I want a taste of something different, but I'm not, because I know we're both not very strict, but, I just bought barley tea because apparently that's good for candida killing. I don't
Just
know.
experimenting. No, girl, go
I'm
for it.
experimenting. It's delicious.
I used to do
Best tea I've ever
anything.
had.
I would do anything to feel better. Listen, I have tried.
Yeah, I'm still taking the supplements that I'm taking, and oh my god, and real quick sidebar, but I had a client yesterday. Mind you, I've had just, like, months of, like, different people telling me, like, these similar things, and, like, now it's, like, all coming together because my brain is actually functioning
Fair.
for
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're
like,
actually
it's
functioning. Even when I
I'm
thought I was,
actually
I
like,
wasn't. I,
yes.
like, listen back to our
I
any
know.
previous
I know.
podcasts. I'm just kidding. Like, everything I've ever said is off the record.
No, facts, that's exactly how
Like,
I feel, like,
who are you? Who do you think you
dude,
are?
yeah, dude, it's so funny. It's so funny. Sometimes I'm just like I was talking to the client yesterday. She had all these allergies. She spent 6 years, like, after she had, like, a bunch of these sicknesses, healing her body, and we had, like, such it was, like, a 30-minute massage. It was such a it was just, such an
Full circle
encouraging
moment.
conversation. Yes, full circle moment, because tell me why. I was just telling you about how I was looking at, selenium sulfite because, like, my gyno had told me about, Selsun Blue, and, like, my laser hair removal lady was telling me about Selsun Blue because she she saw that I had, like, a little, like, yeast patch on me, and she said, "If you put Selsun Blue on it." What is yeast? It's candida. So, my gynecologist sees my face, she's like, "Possibly could be candida, maybe throw some Selsun Blue on it." And she was telling me, she's like, "Yeah, I washed my whole body in Selsun Blue," because she was like, "I don't know if you know, but the main ingredient in it is selenium sulfite." And I
Can you
was like,
explain to
"Girl,
us why that's a problem too?
what, selenium sulfite?"
Yeah, wait, after you what'd you say? Girl, what? Sorry, sorry.
No, you're fine, you're right. So I'm like, "Girl, I was just researching this whole thing, like ketocolonazase, I think it's called, correct me if I'm wrong, but, is like another it's like another, ingredient that, like, helps with, antifungal." it's like an antifungal medication. So, or just like mineral or whatever the hell it is, I don't even know. But selenium is a mineral, and selenium sulfite is actually technically in the way that they make it is considered a carcinogen in like Japan, UK, UN. It's an ingredient that is banned from those places. There's also, I think, like zinc peconite. I don't really remember that one, but that one's also banned. But the US, obviously, we know it pretty much doesn't really regulate much. So, um, and I'm sure in small doses of anything, it's okay. But she was saying she's so sensitive to things, and I was like, I'm so surprised because I actually just recently went through all the ingredients in Selsun Blue, and I'm like, there's a bunch of color in there, and there's a bunch of kind of like questionable things. She was super sensitive to things because she was talking about like how her body just started to react to everything. She didn't go to a restaurant for like 6 whole years. She was just like no sugar, no caffeine, no anything. And she looks great now. She had beautiful long hair. I was asking about her hair and
Our
she
favorite topic.
love it. And she was just like so honest, so kind, so nice. She was like, "Girl, I've been through like everything." She's like, "I am so open to everything now," because she's like, "And now I'm coming back."
That's an important, good point. I'm so
Yeah,
open to everything now. Yeah,
yes. And
that's so important.
she was talking about how slowly she's like trying to feel safe with trying something and not connecting it, like not having her nervous system connected to something bad. And I was like, oh my God, like we have been talking about this for that has been like such a big
How do
lesson
we
for
get
me.
out of here? We think we're out, and then we're like, how do we get back in here?
Oh my gosh. It's like just like having this like full circle moment of like
But realizing it's
everything.
just doorways, it's no big deal. Like, you're gonna keep going through 'em.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and I'm like, how I've been allowing myself to, like, do these research things just because, like, I wanna help myself, so and I don't wanna take hormones, I don't care how many times they push it on me, I don't wanna take the birth control to heal everything. I'm like, I know I can do it, it's and we could have a whole other podcast about that
I
just
don't think
alone.
I should be allowed. Should I be allowed to? I have never taken it.
No, it's there's so many
I have such
reasons
a
why.
bias though. Like, I've been through so much anyway, like, but I'm just because I've just never done it.
Oh, you've never taken, birth control?
No.
Listen, so many people
I
do.
also wasn't as sexual as most people, so I just wanna let you guys know that.
Well, the big thing, and we can, like, talk a little bit about it now, even though I think it should
People
be
say
a
it's for
a
this and that,
podcast in the
but
future.
let's be honest.
It's supposed to be
Learn to say no if
an
you
it's a
can't strap it,
contraceptive.
bitches. Just
Yeah,
do it.
but a lot of
Because
people use
because
it
you
to
get the effect. It's affecting your body, not his. Sorry.
exactly. Yeah, preach that shit, girl. It's
But,
always
like,
us
that's
that gets
extreme.
experimented
I
on.
understand it's extreme.
Yeah,
I
I get it.
understand. But, like, at least think about what I said. Just think about it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I want. Or don't, whatever.
But a lot of people take it to regulate their hormones. It's not even for contraceptive purposes, and they've created this like whole other way. So it's like, oh, you have acne? Let's give you some birth control.
They've
Oh, your periods
sold
are
it.
irregular? Yes.
They've
And
sold
I'm pretty I'm pretty sure at this point, like doctors, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is well-known information. Like they get paid for everything that they sell. So
Yeah, oh,
it's like, of
I
course
was
they're
just
gonna
talking
try
about
to,
that with giving birth recently with someone. Like, I don't even wanna go down that rabbit hole right now. That's
yeah,
where
yeah.
we gotta save that. We got a lot of tabs here. Reaching
No,
out.
so many things. Um, can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Actual recording is higher quality. I don't know what this is saying. How was your session? It's like asking me feedback, but it's still recording. Whatever. Um,
We're doing great.
oh, but yeah,
I
like
just
full
blew I'm sorry.
circle.
Never mind. It's not that important.
Okay. So like full circle moment, and I realized I'm like, oh, because I'm just taking the time to like be in my life, I can actually notice all these things that are taking place. I can actually notice all of these connections and
And they're not as heavy because you can actually notice them.
yes, and it's like,
It's
and
like,
I'm
"Oh,
just also ready. I'm
no."
just in the mind space to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have even like thought about this woman saying this stuff to me if this was like a year ago, you know? Like, it's just like how everything gets,
What do you
just
mean?
just
Like,
accepting,
yeah.
something small, like, just accepting, like, how the way that I actually feel about the food dictates more how the food actually reacts to my body than the actual food. Like,
Yes.
that was a hard one for me to I'm like, "Yeah, I
It's
get it,
hard.
but, like, how do I
But
undo that? How do I feel,
how
how do I believe that?"
Rebecca, to be honest, that's a everybody. Like, you don't
For sure.
realize how many people like, that's like a first stage. Like, to me, that's a gateway to the ED, the eating disordered
Mm.
life. That's why if you're happy eating the same things and you feel good, or you don't have like such a, it's just like, it doesn't, if it's not such a heavy conversation, like my uncle who's 6'6" told me one day, like, he doesn't eat that much. And I'm like, okay, so maybe it isn't always about the food, and I know this, but through my, like, own investigation and self-study of and healing my body from anorexia, that was the emotion part was huge, like, learning to be grateful, learning to that was a whole stage of my healing, was loving everything that I was choosing to put in my body, like, actually being aware of it and being present with it, not just whatever other ways that I thought. Because again, this one's a biggie too, like, this could be a whole podcast, which I think we should talk about next, but we could just keep going and whatever, but
Or write it down.
yeah, so it's just, like, that's such a big part of your intuition, because once you unlock that and let yourself do other things and realize the way your body reacts to it, it's like you're actually finding what works for you and like being a part of your life. And that's the first choice we truly have is food. Like, that's what goes into your body. Right. And a lot of people think they're just carrying their bodies around. And that's why emotions are such a code and important, because they're just helping you understand what's happening and what could be going on inside. Right. And if you avoid them, or if you do this, or if you do anything extreme, is just trying to bring you to your own balance. Like, it's just trying to show you something. And
It's the inner signaling to the outer. That's what it
yeah,
feels like.
it,
It's like,
that's
or to your mind. It's
really,
like to your
and
thoughts.
to your
Good.
thoughts. And that's actually perfect, because it brought me back to, like, recently people have been reading my mind. Like, I've been asking questions, and I know this happens a lot, but like all of them have been answered without me having to ask the question.
Mm,
And
mm.
I actually talked about it out loud with my coworker last night, and it was crazy. I was like, this just keeps happening, which has happened, but I'm like letting people in on my life again, like, this is the way I am. And like, it's just so cool. Like,
I love it.
I'm like, this is what is I'm supposed to be like, this is how I'm getting to where I'm going. Like, this is what makes life worth living for me.
Yes.
And
It's
because
what I'm
I
supposed
just
to
love
see.
when
It's
people are open, like, it's fun. It's just
yeah.
so, and your mind, like, it also proves that it's not always my emotions, it's my mind, and learning to train my mind. That's what I'm doing, is training my mind. I'm literally actively in Jedi school of training my mind and learning to realize that my mind loves to do things, but it doesn't. I want to do different things with it now,
Yeah.
you know?
Ugh.
Like, I want to be like fun. I want to be flirty. I don't want to have my guard up all the time. I don't want to always think like someone's trying to hate on me. Like,
But
I wanna
that's what
be
I
loved.
feel.
I want people to love me. I wanna love people too, but, like, I may not hug you, but I want love.
But that's actually what I think not giving a fuck actually is. Like, people
Yes.
think not giving a fuck is like being like, fuck these people, like having this like aggression and anger towards it. But like
No.
to me, not giving a fuck is like me being light and fluffy and
Yeah.
airy, like whether you like it or not.
Oh my god.
And
Well, that's the
being happy
thing.
no matter what just not happy, right? Like that, that can go down a dark hallway. But it's like just being able to be me and like be okay.
Yeah, like, letting the light side. Well, that's exactly what I had a hard time with, is, like, even in my personal friendships, like, I have to move past another wall when we deepen, because I have to let myself be that again and
Yeah.
again and again, because then I know I'm not just being a helper, then I know I'm not just being all these other things, like, I can actually show up different with you, and if I can't, then I don't think I can be around you. If you're able to do it and I'm not for some reason, we're not meant I can't do it freely, like, we can't deepen yet, because if we can get to all these areas, but I can't just like, woo-doo-doo-doo. There's just something about that I have to, no, it's true though. It's like I
No,
have to be able to be like,
I know,
woo,
but
like,
woo-doo-doo-doo to
woo-doo-doo. I don't
explain
know.
it
I
is
didn't think
on
about it,
par.
right? So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And that's when I've noticed like that's where people respond to that weird side of me differently, and I've seen it, and it is loved, but then it's just letting people in on it, and it's definitely more fun.
Yeah.
And it's true. Oh. So many people, like you just said, it was so funny the way you said that. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I've heard a few people say that because I've like opened this conversation up, not even knowingly. It was really me responding to actually people.
Huh.
And the way people say that specifically I've been noticing like how they say it to me and like in what like how we get there. It's just because it's just happening. Like I'm like, yeah, I have like, and then on my end, I'm like, yeah, I have a hard time with that. I'm working on it. And they're just like, yeah, I don't, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying not to. Like, I'm definitely better, but I'm not, I don't want to be this way. I just am. Or I have been, not claiming it too much. I'm like, I have been, but
Yeah.
even that's been even lighter and has been feeling different too. So
I've felt
just
for
like saying it
myself
all, like,
too.
whatever.
Yeah. No, I just can I just say that I think this, like, we've recorded a lot, but I think this is by
No,
far the
yeah,
best.
everything we said, everything before
Yeah.
this was an
Yeah,
illusion.
by far this has
It was an
been
illusion. No,
the
you're just on our growth journey. Weight loss journey. We're on our weight loss growth journey. Not weight loss, but
Oh my God, and that woman that I was talking to, I
our
told her about our
artist
podcast,
journey, because that's really what we're talking about is artistry.
and she goes she goes, "Oh," like, she's like, "Oh, I wanna listen to it. What is it?" And she's like, "Do you want me to, like, actually listen to it or, like," and I was like, "No, like, I want you to listen to it." She's like, "Okay, cool," because some people, like, they'll tell me they have a podcast, and then they're like, "Yeah, but, like, don't listen to it yet because, like, it's not in the stages." I was like, "Oh, no, no, no. We're past, like, we had to put this up knowing that it's not probably gonna be the best, but, like, you gotta we just had to do it." I'm like, "I need people to hear me, and I need to hear myself in the craziest
Yeah,
way that I am.
I'm the star.
Self-conscious,
Yeah.
the
You are the
know-it-all,
star.
the whatever it is, like,
Yeah.
and
Let it breathe. Let it breathe.
it's helping me it helps me so much because 'cause I'm so judgmental of myself, which makes me so judgmental of other people, including you, and I don't wanna be judgmental. I know, you see it.
Well, I mean, I have my moments. I'm not judgmental.
Sometimes.
I'm like, you should
Yeah.
just listen to me at times. But like,
No
then I'm
facts.
like, I don't want to be that person ever. And it's just gotten
Yeah.
easier. I really don't want to be that person. So I'm
Same.
just like, she'll just say what I said in a week or 3 days. And I'm like, okay, yep. That's literally what happened. But like, that's me overgiving. Like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
look at me. I know what you're going through.
Yeah. But
It's
you
like
know what's funny too?
Rebecca, I know you. Just let me know you. Like
Oh
you
my
sometimes
God.
no. This is funny about too.
Now we're getting into it.
It also relates to the Candida metaphysics. It's actually a positive
Okay,
turn on the Candida metaphysic.
cool.
But like, just let me know. Like, you think it's funny because you said before that me and Alex think we're complicated because we kind of are, and we all are in our own way. But
Yeah.
you like make yourself more complicated. Like you think you describe things. And it's so cute and it's so funny, but I'm just like, okay, like if you don't really want me to know you, but I do, and I know that you're gonna
Yeah.
come back. But I know that because I've been in a place. I don't think it's probably the same place, but I get that feeling of like, in a way, it's like I'm dark and mysterious, but it's
Oh my
like,
God.
oh, like it's okay that someone in your life like knows you and you're known, you
Well,
know.
you know what's
And I don't
let me
know that
just
it's true for you, but it's just
yeah, let me just clear some shit
it's
up because now you're
funny.
just
It's
saying
so
shit.
funny.
No, just kidding.
She's like, I'm like,
The
okay.
whole time I'm like, I don't know if I totally agree with that, but but I'm gonna let her finish her sentence.
Yeah, but she'll listen to a stranger like, okay, totally. Like, okay.
Just like,
Yeah, like,
"Uh-huh."
anything you tell me, I'm like, "Totally, tell me more, like, write it
So
down,
funny.
send me a thing, send me the link."
So funny.
I'm like,
But
"You
you
must know because you know me, like, you know me, so."
yes. But genuinely, I've gotten to a place now because before I was not. So like I can see you see me how I was and me like trying to like back like I want you to know me. And I know that like people do know me. Like I don't think Alex knows me, okay? Like which is insane. Like obviously he does. But it's that illusion, like living in the illusion that people can't see me. Like if as long as I put the blanket over my head, nobody can see me, and they're all
It's
just
so
like,
funny because you act
"You're
like you're
not a
so
ghost."
introverted and you're not, like,
I'm
no,
really no, I'm really not. But
no.
that has been,
You're
I think,
both. You're both.
I'm both, right? So I think that
But you
has
like
just
to be
been like
seen.
I love to be seen. I think about posting on TikTok constantly, and like I think about posting all of these. I have all these ideas. I'm a little lazy when it comes to like, because I know I want like a whole production of things, and sometimes I just don't want to do it. That's a
We
whole
should just
other thing.
start doing it together.
And we should, and I would love
He'll
to.
give
I
me
have
ideas, and then
ideas.
we can just keep doing things together.